Hi. So in this video, we will cover how to read a literature passage using the SQ3R and the RipRap techniques, right? So let's start. In this section, we will cover a complete literature passage with questions, and we will cover how literature passages are different and how to apply SQ3R strategy for the literature passage. Again, you have the choice to read the passage and answer the questions before I do so. Okay. So in science and social sciences passages, we look for arguments, right? We look for claims and arguments and the evidence and reasoning that back up those claims and arguments. In literature passages, we need to focus on narrative elements like settings, plot, and character. Setting is where and when, plot is what and how, and the characters are the who. These three things are super important when you are going through this passage. So a literature passage structure makes it harder to skim during the survey part, as the structure may vary. Sometimes there might be a dialogue between characters, so skimming it will not give you a good idea about the purpose of the paragraph itself. However, reading the blurb and the questions before reading the passage is still very useful. So yeah, let's start. Now we have the blurb here. It's very important to read it first. So this passage is adapted from Amit Chaudhry's A Strange Sublime Address by Amit Chaudhry. A 10-year-old boy, Sandeep, travels with his mother, his aunt Mamima, and his uncle Chotomama to visit family in Calcutta, India. Right. So just by reading this prompt, we are getting some idea that Sandeep might be the main character or the protagonist of this literature passage, and we are also introduced to three more characters, that is Sandeep's mother, Sandeep's aunt Mamima, and Sandeep's uncle Chotomama, right? And because all of the rest of the four characters are referred to as relatives of Sandeep, we can be rest assured that Sandeep is the protagonist, right? Now we can't skim through it quickly because this is a literature passage. So first thing that we will do is just have a look at the questions, right? So we have question number 2. So we can just see right that yogurt and sweet meats are compared to a. So when we're reading the passage, we'll have some importance to the yogurt and sweet meat keywords. Then in line 3, as used in line 37 and 40, the air most nearly means, right? So we have the words air here, and then there are certain. So question number 1, if you look at it, the old man was standing on the veranda, right? So whenever in the passage an old man is standing on the veranda, we know that we have to read that part super carefully. And then you can do it for the rest of the questions as well. Now the survey part is done. Here comes the question. So the question is quite simple in a literature passage, that is, what's the plot, what's the setting, and who are the characters? Just by reading the blurb, we know the characters, but we do not know the setting, and we do not know the plot. Usually the setting is given in the first few paragraphs, so you be on the lookout for that, and the plot itself unveils itself across the whole passage, right? This is the part you start reading it. Active reading, try to underline all the big claims, and if you come across big words, underline those as well. See what the protagonist is feeling, right? Is protagonist in favor of something, or is he against something? And if something's surprising or if something's confusing, please make a note of that in the margins that are available to you. So after you're done, after each paragraph, make sure you summarize whatever you've read in that paragraph, and after you are done with the whole passage, just summarize quickly in your mind what you've read. Right now, once you're done with the reading part, then you come to the questions. Now here the technique is the rip-rap technique. It's super simple. Just cover the answer choices, right? Read the question, rephrase it into a how, what, and why question. Once you have that rephrased question, try to find an answer to that question by going back to the passage, or like just by reading the question itself, answer it in your own words, then uncover the answer choices, right, and cross all the choices which do not meet your answer, and then you will be left with the correct answer, right? So this is how you do it. Have a go at it, Read it using these two strategies and try to answer these questions. And I'll see you in the next video.